Hello lovely and beautiful ladies, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Maureen and today we'll be talking about tretinoin. Now my tretinoin journey has been quite interesting and I'm going to share the tips that have helped me through using tretinoin and the cons and the pros of tretinoin. So ladies, if you're beginning to use tretinoin, please take by this video because you're going to have some great tips that are going to help you with your journey of tretinoin. Now the reason why I started the tretinoin treatment was because I had tiny pimples, like rashes on my forehead. So they were a bit tiny, but they wouldn't really go away. So then I decided, you know what, I've used almost everything. I've exhausted almost all products that are supposed to clear it up, and I didn't see it really clear up. It would go away and come back. And then I was like, you know what, yes. So I think this is time for tretinoin, because the reason as to why I was holding on to not using tretinoin was because of the purging season. Now that really scared me a lot because I already have a situation going in my skin and I was not ready to have another new situation going in my skin. And one thing, ladies, you should be very careful when getting products, especially if you've had information about it from the internet. So ladies, I decided, now I think there's an ambulance in the background. Please try and ignore that sound. Yeah, I think it has gone away now. So ladies, the first reason as to why I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to get tretinoin and I need to start using it. So there are several things that I used before going onto tretinoin. I used benzoyl peroxide, which cleared their pimples for at least 6 months, and then they came back. And then I went back and started using sulfur ointment because I thought that I had fungal acne. So then I dropped benzoyl peroxide and sulfur ointment. Then I decided, since nothing is working, I'm going to risk it all and try and use tretinoin. So let us talk about tretinoin. So then I went ahead and got tretinoin, which is from ACNESOL. I believe there are very many different types of tretinoin out there with different percentages as well. So I went for the 0.05 tretinoin cream and I started my journey. So this is how it went. So the first time when I used tretinoin, my eyes burnt. They really burnt. I don't know why, but it can be quite irritating. And the first mistake that I made is that I put on tretinoin immediately after washing my face. I should have waited for around 15 minutes for my face to dry so that I can use it, just to avoid further irritation, because you know when the skin is damp, it usually absorbs products so fast, so it can lead to further irritation, especially if the product is quite strong. So that was the first mistake that I made. And then I also went ahead and applied it under my eyes. I had no idea that I was not supposed to apply tretinoin under my eyes. So ladies, let me tell you one thing about tretinoin. It's a good product, yes, but it's quite irritating, especially if you're new to it, but I believe it gets better with time. So what tretinoin does to your skin is that it dries out like pimples and the rashes and everything. You can even see them drying like the next day, which is very good because that was a very quick result and I was actually looking for the quick results. Little did I know the purging season was coming. So ladies, this was the scariest thing for me. So the purging happened to be very funny because I started having these big pimples on my face. They were not so many, but they were big, which kind of irritated me because I'm not used to be getting big pimples. And then the type of pimples that I usually get are the ones that are usually underneath my skin. I forgot what they're called. Yeah, but you can feel it, but you can feel it, but you can't see it. Those types of pimples. So the pimples that I started getting were a bit big and you can see them on the skin, mostly on my left side of the cheek. So they were almost around this side, and which was a bit disturbing. I even didn't take any pictures of progress for my skin. I was really scared and I felt very insecure about my skin that time. But remember ladies, if it gets worse, just know things are getting better when it comes to tretinoin. So I didn't give up. I continued with my tretinoin journey. Now to let you know ladies, I was using this product once a week. So I used to use it every Tuesday once a week. I did this for at least four weeks consecutively. So I used it like 4 times in 4 weeks, you know, because yeah, I knew, somebody told me, the lady who was issuing to me told me, use it at least once a week first, and then you can build the number of times that you use it as time goes by. So I used it once a week in 4 weeks. Yeah, so during that time it was a bit interesting because I would apply my tretinoin and then wash my face the next day and everything, you know, all that. but the irritation on my skin was still, I could still feel it. Also keep in mind that tretinoin is an active product. If you apply it today, for example, and you wash it tomorrow in the morning, just know in the next 5 days it will be so active on your skin. That is why you're not supposed to be using it every other day. So you have to set like days of the week that you have to use. I would recommend using it at least twice or once a week compared to what I went through. So yeah, you have to take it slow and be very patient with tretinoin. So ladies, yeah, so I was using it for once a week in 4 weeks. Then the second month I decided to be using it at least twice a week for 4 weeks. So that is what I was doing. And then later I went into 3 days and 3 days every week. And then later I decided to go for 3 days every week. So I built my routine with tretinoin. You also have to remember to drop products like salicylic acid, niacinamide, because when combined with tretinoin, they can actually irritate your skin further. So I just recommend going for a very simple face wash, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. So the sunscreen really helped me a lot. Actually, it even ended up acting as a moisturizer on my skin. So I was using the La Roche-Posay sunscreen, invisible spray, works wonders for me. I'd recommend this to anyone. Then ladies, there's also this method that is called sandwich method. You can actually apply a moisturizer before you apply your tretinoin, because tretinoin can be quite irritating, like I was saying. So it's better to create a barrier between your skin and the tretinoin so it can work slowly for you. So you can go ahead and use a moisturizer. I was using my first lotion the first days until I decided, you know what, I'm just going to be applying tretinoin bare on my skin because I felt like I can actually handle it. Another thing that is very important when you are getting into the treatment journey that you have to remember is that tretinoin does not stop the production of pimples on your skin. Let me just say production because I can't think of a better word. Yeah, so it doesn't stop the production of pimples on your skin, because pimples are caused by different things like stress, menstruation, weather changes and everything. So it doesn't really stop, but it reduces the amount of purging when it comes to pimples, okay? So you have to be very careful about it. And so let me go back to my purging phase. When you're in your purging phase, you also have to take things very slowly, because that is when your face flares up with pimples. Because one thing that tretinoin does is that it quickens the cells that produce good skin on your skin. So it's going to dry out the pimples very quickly. And if there were any pimples underneath your skin that were going to take time to come out, maybe after 3 weeks, they would come out faster. So when you're purging, it is those pimples that are yet to come that are usually coming up on your skin. I think I've explained that in the simplest way, yeah. So during that time, you do not want to scrub your skin, you don't want to like poke the pimples and everything. You have to be very patient and try and ignore all that and just believe that the good days are coming when your skin is going to glow. So you have to forget about that. The scrubbing, really stressing over your skin, wanting to change products in between. No, you have to relax, take tretinoin in, breathe in, and just, you know what, accept how your skin is looking at that time, hoping that in future it will be looking better because you are patient with it. So ladies, if you're looking into starting your treatment journey, don't be afraid, especially if you have tried almost every product out there and your skin is not really looking good. And I would also recommend seeing a dermatologist before using tretinoin, because they're going to give you a better explanation and how you should be using tretinoin according to your skin type. Because you know what, ladies, we all have different skin types out here. I have oily skin. There are people who have dry skin, and I'm very sure they're not supposed to use tretinoin compared to how an oily skin person uses the tretinoin, because it really dries out the skin. Personally, I have very oily skin, but my skin was a little bit dry. So you can imagine if you have dry skin and you just jump into using tretinoin, and yeah, what might happen. So I would recommend seeing a dermatologist for further information, and they can prescribe it to you then, or you can also go ahead and see your next step on the measures that you want to go to with your skin. So ladies, we have come to the end of this video. Please don't forget to subscribe And I'll be very happy because I'm still growing in this channel, and I'm very happy to be gaining a new community every single day. And one last reminder, ladies, you are beautiful the way you are. You are so beautiful. So yes, embrace yourself, embrace your skin, and love yourself.